All right, so for today's class, we are going to be going over some of the awesome design templates that are available to you. And let me go ahead and get this person the number real quick. All right, so to get started, we are going to go ahead and sign into Command. I'm at the Command login page, which is agent.kw.com. So I will give you guys a moment to sign in. And okay, thought I hit the wrong key there. All right, so right now I am at my Command dashboard. Hopefully you guys were able to get signed in as well. And we are going to be working in the design section. So I'm going to go over to the far left. You can see these icons over here for the different pages in Command. If you actually click on the KW up at the top left, it expands this little bar. And we are going to click on this icon here for designs. All right, this brings us into my design templates. This is where you can see any pieces that you've created before. You can sort these by email. You can actually see any landing pages you've created here, social posts, print, and then your agent site pages. There's videos here as well. So if you ever need to access any of your designs from the past, you can come here. But to create something new, you're going to want to go down to the bottom right and click on this little teal plus sign. So I'm going to show you how to create a couple pieces here today. We have some emails, some social, some print. You can also add in videos or import PDFs. So let's start today with a social piece. So I'm going to click on social. And then if you are going to be creating a piece about a listing, whether that's like a just listed post, just sold, something like that, you do actually have the option to import information from KWLS, which is really awesome. You can manually import items into these pieces, but if it's a listing, it's going to make it really easy if you just check this box, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I selected social, check the box to import photos and text from a listing, and I'm going to click next. This is going to bring up a KWLS search page. You can search by property address or MLS number, and then if it's for one of your own listings, you can actually change this drop-down menu here to only my listings, and your listings should appear on this screen. I'm actually just going to search, so I'm going to change that to all listings. Search for my listing. And select that over here. So once you select the listing, it is going to refresh the page and bring us into designs. All right, so right now we are in social designs, and we can see all of our different design options on the left. There are designs for your app, listings, buyer, lead gen, business basics. This is where you can actually find some email signatures and social branding. So Twitter covers, LinkedIn covers, Facebook covers, you can customize these. leadership pieces in new designs. Looks like we have some nice new designs for Instagram and Facebook. And then I'm sure you guys have heard the word pivot a lot lately. We have some pivot pieces in here. So meeting backgrounds. This is really cool. These have to be like Zoom backgrounds, and then some pivot Instagram pieces. So there's some really great pieces in here that you can use and customize and post on your social media. Today we're going to go ahead and just create something for our listing, but the editing process will be pretty much the same for any piece you create in here. So I'm going to click Listings, and we can see we have different options for sale, just listed, price update, neighborhood snaps, open house, under contract, just sold, and lead expert. So you can take your time and look through these different designs to find a piece that you like the best. And you can see when you click on any one of these, we do have additional options for each social media outlet. So we have Facebook pieces, Instagram stories. You can see these are all different sizes and formats. LinkedIn and Twitter. So make sure you're choosing the right format for whatever outlet you're going to be posting on. So let's go ahead and create a Facebook piece. And I'm going to select this second option here. So you can go over, find the piece that you like, and then click Use. All right, so this did bring us into our piece. And now we're going to customize this. So basically editing these pieces is really simple. You can basically just click and edit. You can click, move things around, add in new elements. You can see as I start to move pieces of this piece, these grid lines pop up. So that'll help with just keeping everything really aligned and looking symmetrical for you. I'm just going to drop that down right there. So right now we are over in the images section over here on the left. We can see images in our own library. These are images that we imported previously. We can also add images. So for example, if we needed to change out this photo or change out this logo, let's do the logo. We can go over here and add in images. So we have the option to add in images from Facebook, Instagram, Google Drive, Dropbox, and we can also just upload images from our computer. So I'm going to go in and update the rest of this information from KWLS because it's just an easier way because it's going to generate these items automatically for me. But let's say you needed to manually update a piece. You have the photos and logos saved on your computer. You would want to go over here to Images and then Add. And then click here to upload those images from your computer. So I'm going to click on this option here. And it's going to be pretty straightforward. It's now going to allow me to choose whatever images off my computer and upload it into Command. So it looks like I do have a logo saved here. So I'm going to select this image here from my computer, hit open, and this is going to add that logo to my library. So you can see it says uploaded image, imported images here. Not sure what's going on up there. Just going to paste this one more time. I'm not sure if people who sign in right now can see previous messages, so that's why I'm just adding this in again. I don't know if they can see this in the chat if they come in late. So for this question about the co-listing agent, you will be able to, you can look up whoever's listing and create marketing pieces for that. But as far as like the rules around that, I don't know. I can't speak to that. I would check with the agent and your broker on how you can, legally advertise someone else's listing. I can't speak to, requirements on that. But you do have the option is here to create the piece. So hopefully that answers your question. But I'd check, of course, with the agent whose listing it is, and then maybe your broker as well. All right, so I uploaded this logo image, and you can see this will now be in my library. Oh, well, it should be in my library. Let's see. Interesting. Okay, so it is not in my library. It's over in the add section. So you can see my imported images are here. So I'm actually going to switch out this logo. So with these images on these pieces, on some of these you will have an option to use a replace image button. So you can see this is obviously not what I want to do, but if I wanted to switch out this photo here for another photo that I imported, I'll do it from my library. I could use this photo, for example, and you can see when I come into my library and highlight the photo I want to replace it with, we have the option to use image, replace, or use as background. If we hit this replace image button, you can see, there we go. Ooh, it'll take a second to load, and then you can see it added in this photo and formatted it for this sizing here. But I'm pointing that out now because with the logos, unfortunately, that replace image button is not possible. So if I wanted to switch out this logo at the top, I'm actually just going to click on the logo and I'm going to delete it. I can hit delete on my keyboard or hit this little trash can button up here for remove. And then I'll go back over into images and then add, and this is my logo that I just imported. And I can hit add image. Ooh, and there we go. You can see it added in the logo, kind of just threw it on top of everything and made it really big. So I'll drag the corner, make it the right size, and then I can move it up here and you can see these awesome grid lines pop up so I can make sure everything is aligned. And there we go. So now I want to switch out this information on the piece with my KWLS information. So I'm going to click on this photo that I want to change. And now I'm going to go over to the far left and click on KWLS. So you can see we selected that listing at the beginning before we actually came into the piece. You can also search for, if you didn't do that or maybe you accidentally selected the wrong listing, you can actually search for listings here. But I want to change out this photo, so I'm going to click on the photo. And then right now it's pulling up my listing photos from KWLS. And I can highlight the photo I want to switch this out with and hit replace. And ta-da, it plugs it in for us. So super, super easy to switch out this information. So you can add in the photos that way. You can also hit that little plus sign, add image, and then you can reformat this and put additional images on the piece if you'd like. Just going to go ahead and delete that. You can see when I delete the image, it does have a placeholder image there as well. So if you wanted to keep whatever, maybe I had this formatted down here in the corner and I didn't actually want to use that photo, it'll delete the photo first and then leave you with this placeholder. So you'll have to delete that again if you want to get rid of it. But we can also use that replace image or replace button to swap out the property information. So let's say we have the address down here. We can easily just click on this and start typing and change out the text. But I can also click on the text box and then go over here to the left and go to listing details. And these are all my listing details from KWLS. So I can scroll down and find the section that says property address. And I can click on this, click on the property address on the piece, find that matching detail over here on the left and hit replace. There we go. And then it added it in. So you can see it kept it with the same font and added in the address. So it doesn't add in the state, so what I'm going to do is just click on that, double click, and then edit the text. You can see it added in the address. For things like this says built in 2015, you can find that over here on the left. But if I click on this and then click replace, it's just going to put in the year. It's not going to say built in 2015. You can see it's just going to add in 2020. So I don't actually want to do that. Oh, that button doesn't work. Let's see. We'll hit the back button. If we make a mistake, we can hit this back arrow, and it'll actually take you back one step. So for this one specifically, I'm going to double click on that and just change out the text. It's easier for me to do it that way. So you can decide if it's easier or quicker for you to hit the replace image or replace button or just manually type in the text. So for these, I'm just going to manually do it because the way this is formatted over here doesn't exactly match the formatting on the piece. So I will do 4 bedrooms and then 3. I believe that's how we went over this in my last class. I was very excited to learn how you add in half baths, and I think that's the correct way. So 3 bed, 3.3 bath. We'll type in the square feet and then the price. So you can see it's really easy for me to update these pieces. You're basically just clicking around and editing. We can, of course, change the fonts. You have different font options up here at the top. You can scroll through these. You can change the font size. And, of course, change the font colors, boldness, things like that. But this piece is pretty much ready to go. So this is just a Facebook piece. That's why it's pretty simple. You can see it doesn't have your photo, your contact info, anything like that. So for these social pieces for Facebook, Instagram, things like that, you're going to want to keep the piece pretty simple. And then you'll add in more content into the body of the post. So usually what we would do is we would post this in the body, or I'm sorry, as the image that we're posting on whatever social media platform. And then in the body of the post, where you actually type and add in the description, I would probably put in something like just listed in Nolensville, and then add in the property description, and then something like contact today for more information. But this is just the piece itself. So now this looks good to go. I definitely want to save this so I can use this piece later on. So to save this and rename it, we'll go up to the top. You can see up here it has the file name as just listed 09 Facebook. If I click in there, I can change out this text. So I will say just listed Everett. You can name this whatever you want. And watch over here. Oh, there we go. It went really quick. Once you save this piece and hit enter, or just wait a moment after typing in, it saves really quickly. If anybody caught that, it said saving over here where my mouse is. Saving, and then it saved. So this is now saved in my library. I will be able to access this at any time if I need to. So now it's done. We can download this. If we go over to this little arrow button, this is our download button. When we click on this, we have a few options here. We can download this as a JPEG or a PNG. Either of these is fine for posting on Facebook. I would probably just do JPEG. You can also do a PDF, which we will go over. We're going to create a flyer after this. So if you're doing a print piece, you'll definitely want to save this as a PDF. But for these, it's fine to just download this as a JPEG. So what you can do, you have a couple options here. You can download this as a JPEG, and then you could save it to your computer, go into Facebook, manually post it that way. You're not only limited to just posting this on Facebook. This piece will work if you did want to post it on Instagram. It's just not the perfect size. You could also put this in the body of an email because it is a JPEG file. So if you wanted to put this in a newsletter or something, you could definitely do that. You can also utilize the campaign section in Command. If you have used that social posting feature, it's kind of like Hootsuite in Command. That is now linked to your design. So if you were to go into, and we're not going to touch on that today, but we do go over that in our campaigns classes. If you were to schedule out a social media post in Command, you do actually have access to your designs. You can easily import this design from your library into those social media pieces. Yeah, I'll show you that in 1 second. We'll actually exit out of there and I'll show you where the Instagram pieces are. So this is my Facebook one. I downloaded it. I can now use this and post it on social media. So I'm actually done with this one, so I'm going to click Done up at the top right. And it says I have something unsaved, so I'm just going to hit Save. Better safe than sorry. And it's going to exit out. So that actually did take me all the way back to my design templates. And you can see this just listed Everett is right here. If I hit this ... I can rename this. I can make a copy if I need to. I can delete it. Or if I wanted to go back in and edit, I could just click on this and it'll take us back in. But for that question about finding the Instagram posts, what I did was we clicked plus sign down at the bottom right, social, and then next, and then that takes us into the design section. And then you'll see over here on the left once this loads. So whatever piece you click on here, most of them, like 99% of them, will have different formats. So we were in Facebook, but you can see if I click on these other ones, like the Instagram ones are square. The Instagram stories are this rectangle, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So these are all, you're going to save all of these as just a JPEG file. Did it not? I'll go back and look at that. I actually didn't catch that. It should have. We'll go ahead and verify that. But that's how you can find the different pieces. And like I said, these do work interchangeably. You can, create an Instagram piece and post it on Facebook. But they do have these formatted so it's the right shape and size. So I'm actually going to go back. I'm going to click on this X at the top right, and I just want to see. It did save. That is the photo I added in for just listed. So I'm not sure if that was what you were referencing. But there's my piece. If I ever needed to go back in there and make changes, I can. And I'm sorry, let's see what's going on in here. So for the people who can't find their listing, I'm not sure why it's not showing in my listings. We're not going to be able to go over the app today. Are you able? I would try just searching in the general My Listings section to see if your listing pops up that way. So what I did was you'd go into create a piece, social, import. If it's not, so what you can do, sometimes it takes a moment to refresh. So I would switch this to only My Listings. If it doesn't populate, maybe try going back and forth a couple times, because you can see when I go back to all listings, now everything pops up. And maybe go back to only My Listings again to see if anything shows up. If it's not showing there, I would verify that you can find it in KWLS just in general by searching for the address. But either way, you'd probably just want to reach out to KW support, shoot them a message, say, hey, my listing is not showing up in the My Listing section or in KWLS at all, and they can help you out. You can actually do that via this little chat up here. If you click on the question mark, chat with support, I would reach out to them that way. Unfortunately, that's not something that we can troubleshoot for you, but KW support should be able to add in your listings for you and help you figure that out. So sorry about that. Okay, so we're kind of jumping around a little bit, but we are going to now, I just want to show you how to create a print piece as well. You can see those social pieces are really easy to create. So to create a print piece, we're going to go down to that bottom right again. Click on the plus sign. And I'll show you that here in a second. So what I did was I clicked plus sign to create a new design. And this time I'm going to choose print. And then to select the listing, you can see it says import photos and text from a listing. If I check that box, that's what's going to bring up that KWLS screen. So I can click next, and you can see it's now going to allow me to choose a listing. So I'm just going to type in that listing address again. Ooh, that's not how you spell it. Select my listing here. And this will now refresh again and take me into design. So if you want to switch between print and those social pieces we were just looking at, you do have to go back to the design library first and click on that plus sign. You can't switch from within here. You do have to go all the way back. But right now we're looking at different print pieces. So you can see right now it's showing us some pieces on the app. No, we will not be showing video designs today. Jumbo postcards for the app, flyers, and some other postcards. You do have, these are for the app, but there are other pieces about listings, buyers, lead gen, business basics, leadership, and new design. So these are going to be our print pieces. So I'm going to point out a couple things in here. Real quick, let's just put together a just listed flyer. So I'm going to click on listings. And we will click on just listed. And you can see there are different templates in here. There are door hangers, bifolds, different bifolds, trifolds, postcards, standard postcards, and flyers. So I'm going to just go ahead and select a design that I like. I like this one here, so I will click the Use button, and that'll take us in, and we'll just edit this. So it's going to be the same sort of process, so I'm just going to go through this kind of quickly so you can see what it looks like. But you have these beautiful flyers in here, and I'm just going to really quickly swap out this information. So I'm going to zoom in down at the bottom right so we can see this a little bit better. And let's go ahead and get to work. So I'm going to click on this photo and swap this out. I'm going to go over to my library over here and click KWLS. We already selected this listing, so I can just go over to the photos and easily click that replace button. We have a couple more photos down here, so I'll click on that. Replace. Click on this one and find one more. This is a beautiful home. I would love to live here. All right, so very easily I swapped out the photos. Now let's go to listing details. All right, to get to the templates, you're going to want to go from your home screen of Command. On the far left, there's going to be a bunch of icons. Look for the one that looks like a pen and paper or a tablet, and that's for designs, and that'll take you in. All right, so now let's start to swap out the property information. So we already showed you this real quick. I can click on the listing address and go over here to my property address in this section. Hit the replace button. I'm going to add in Tennessee. And then I'll actually just make this bigger. So I'm going to highlight this text, go up to the top and click a new size, so it's not very big. There we go. Adjust that so it fits, and I'll actually move that up a little bit, make sure everything is aligned. That looks great. I'll go ahead and swap this out as well. So you can see, very easy to edit. I'm just clicking around and replacing the information. All right, so we'll go down here to the property description. And I'll find my property description over here on the left. Hopefully you can see it is behind this support button down here. But this is my property description. I clicked on this box, that's where I want it to be, and I will hit that replace button again. You can see it added in my property description. So I'm going to format this to make it just look a little bit better. Stretch it out a little bit. I'll go ahead and double click in this box and highlight the text. Make that bigger. Even a little bigger. And you can actually type in here as well. If you didn't want to go with one of these options, I actually want to go with maybe text size 13. Oop, 1. I don't want it 1. Oh no! Looks like it changed that out. So I'm going to hit that back button so I get my property description back. Made it really teeny tiny. There we go. So I'll double click in here, highlight all this text, make that bigger, and then grab this text box and move it around. I'll move that over just a little bit more. There we go. So you can play around with that. There we go. All right, now we just need to upload or update this information down at the bottom. I do want to point out, so I did upload that KW logo from my computer. There are also some generic logos in here. So if I click on logo on the left and then company, you can see some generic, just some KW logos here. So I can swap that out. Oops, I just clicked on that so you can see it added it in, which we can't use that replace button on the logo, so that's totally fine. I'm going to click on that logo. I actually don't want that in here, and I'll hit delete. And then I'll just move that down. And then if you need to find your custom logos for your office, those are in kwconnect.com under the marketing resources. All right, we want to swap this photo out for Scott, so I'll click on this headshot here and then go to My Library where we have Scott's photo. If you needed to upload your photo to this library or into this section, you can always just go over to Add, and it will allow you to add a photo from your computer. We have Scott's already in this library, so I'll go ahead and hit that Replace Image button. There we go. We can drag this, make it a little bigger if we need to. And then I will just go ahead and type in Scott's information. There we go. All right, and that didn't exactly fit, so I'll just go ahead and drag this box, make it bigger, and there we go. So I'm just going to leave that bottom section alone, but you can see very easily I just created this awesome flyer. And you can, of course, move all of these elements around. So if you wanted to move these photos, you basically just have to click and move things, but you can completely customize these. Change the fonts, change the colors, but you can see it's very easy to create these pieces. So I'm going to zoom out so we can just see the whole thing. And that is good to go. So now what we want to do is we want to rename this. We'll go up to the top again. Click in this box, and I will do just listed flyer Everett. Hit enter, and you can see that saved over here super quick. And now we have the option to download. So I'm going to go up to this little arrow again at the top right. Hit that download button, and we have these options again. So we were doing this for the purpose of creating a print piece. So if you're going to print this, you'll want to click Get PDF. And if you're doing something that has multiple pages, like a listing presentation, you can choose all of the pages or download specific pages. You can actually select those here. And then the quality. So this is a print piece. We actually want to change this from standard web quality to high quality print. So high resolution print quality. So this looks good. I have this page selected. I have this as a high res, and I'm going to click Start Download. There we go. That's going to save to my computer. And now I'll go ahead and pop this open. You can see this created a beautiful PDF. So you can see that was really easy, and I think these designs are awesome. I think they're really clean looking. Oh wow, look at the sidewalk, like almost perfectly matched up with this. That's kind of funny. So now I have this saved to my computer. I can print this at home, print this at my office, send it to Office Max, wherever, and get some nice high quality prints. But now you see you have this awesome PDF. You can also, if you wanted to post this on Facebook, Instagram, or maybe put it in an email, you could put it in the body of an email. You can attach the PDF to an email if you need to. But if you wanted to put it actually in an email or post it, you would hit this download button and then download this as a JPEG, and you'd be able to work with it that way as well. So again, another great piece in Command. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit this little KW, this little back arrow at the top left. And I want to point out just a couple more designs in print for you. And then let's take a look at some of these questions. So I think you are referring to, so for like anything required, I think for that you would probably just add in like a text box. Let's see if I can go back in there. Oh, this is just my library of, you can edit your library and stuff here as well. But if you want to go, I know where I'm going. Come on. I clicked on library, now I can't get out. Okay, now I'm going to click on my designs, and I'm going to go back into that piece and show you how you can add in what you may be referring to. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I know I'm kind of darting around right now. So if you needed to add in anything extra, of course this is going to be like a flat image. So if this was something you're posting online, for these you wouldn't be able to add in like links or anything to these print pieces. But if you needed to add in like additional disclaimers, you could go, like you could click up here at the top and then add in a text block, and it'll give you this placeholder text. Oop, there we go. That you could then edit. So you, like down here at the very bottom, you can see it says each office is independently owned and operated. So if you had some other sort of disclaimer you needed to add in, I would probably just hit this text button here, and then it gave us this text box. And of course you can manipulate this, make the text smaller, add in what it's supposed to say, and then drop it down somewhere at the bottom of the flyer. So hopefully that answers your question. Like I said, this is a print piece, so you wouldn't be able, on any of these, you can't add like hyperlinks or things like that, because it's not going to be something like HTML optimized. So if you're referring to like those documents where it says like click here to learn more about, I forget what they're called, just those like disclaimer docs you have to have on like your email signatures and stuff like that, you aren't able to add that in. Oh, hopefully you guys can still hear me. All right, so we're going to hit this back button again. Great question. I hope that answered that for you. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to get to everyone's questions. I'm going to do my best. So for some of these, depending on how, that's a great question as well, depending on how new the listing is, I think it can take some some time for some of those to add in. But I know sometimes in KWLS it does have, I have seen like listings in there multiple times. So when I added in that listing I was working with, it had like an older version of it that was expired with different photos. And then I have seen where it has like the listing in there again without the photos. So I would just search and make sure you're clicking on the right one. And then if it is just the case where the photos just aren't there, reach out to KW support at kw.com or that like live chat feature in Command, and just let them know, hey, my listing is there, but it doesn't have photos, and they can help work with you with that. Unfortunately, that's not something that our company can troubleshoot to add in. All right, so a couple other things I wanted to point out that are really cool in these designs. Yeah, of course. Excuse me. We do have, if I click on listings, we do have some awesome listing presentations in here. We do get questions about that a lot. We have listing presentation templates. There are also buyer presentation templates in here. So of course, this is like a little booklet that you can create. If you had worked in eEdge in the past, there was a listing presentation template there. These ones are just a little bit easier to work with. I'm going to just go in and give you like a quick sneak peek. We do have a video on YouTube specifically for the listing presentations and the buyer presentations, and we actually show you in those videos how to add them to your website if you'd like. So I would say go to our YouTube page and watch those. But I just wanted to give you a sneak peek. So basically you can see for these listing presentations, you have all of these different pages over here on the left. So you can format and use any of these. And then basically what you do is you can click on each page, and what it's going to do is down here at the bottom, you can see it says pages. And for some reason, the first page is always like this little spinny blank guy. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. But basically, you can go through and anytime you click on one of these pages, it will add them to the listing presentation. So it's awesome. You can completely customize these. You can pick and choose what pages you like and then customize the pages. You can add in just like a blank page and add in whatever elements, photos, text you like. So the great thing about these command designs is they are very user-friendly and very customizable. So, and I think these just look great, awesome, informative pieces. Of course, you'll want to switch out all of this information and tailor it toward your client, their neighborhood, and add in the comps and things like that. But again, this is just another really cool template that you can work with. And I just wanted you to see like a little sneak peek of that. So there are presentations. Oh, I think I just clicked on the blank one. There are presentations for both listing presentations and buyers, and you can see this is that like comp page. You would have to manually add these in and switch out this information. You could go to KWLS, search for those listings, and then hit those replace buttons and swap these out. So another great feature, I'm going to hit the back button. I'm not going to go through, like I said, I don't have time to go through and create a whole listing presentation, but we do have a video on YouTube for listing presentations and buyer presentations that walks you through this process. And then the buyer presentation one, I actually show you how to upload that to your website if you'd like. So that's really cool. So I'm just going to hit back. Another one I wanted to point out in here would be the neighborhood snaps. So I think they're under, you can see, oh, under lead gen, there's some holiday, I like showing you guys the holiday pieces as well. You can see some holiday, and actually we're in print, but it looks like the holiday pieces in here are social media, but they moved them over here for some reason. So if you are looking for, I don't know what holidays, Memorial Weekend, that's coming up. There might be a Memorial or Veterans. You can probably use one of these for those upcoming holidays, and you can post these on your social media. All right, so last thing I want to point out in here is those neighborhood snaps. So under listing, we're going to click on the option for neighborhood snaps. I think this switched gears on me. We were in print before and it switched me to social media. I'm going to go, that is so interesting. I'm going to go back. Sorry guys, I'm going to go all the way back because I wanted to show you a print piece. But you can do the neighborhood snaps. They have them for social media as well. So for that person who was asking how to get here, basically from the home page of Command, I went over to the left and clicked on this icon here for Designs. And then we'll click on that plus sign down at the bottom right. And I'm going to go back into print. And actually, I'm not going to import a listing right now. Click Next. All right, that was so weird. It switched me from print to social media. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to listings, and I just want to point out real quick this neighborhood snap. So listings, and then I'll click on neighborhood snaps here. So we do have some options, and like I said, there is a social media version of this as well. We have some flyers, some door hangers, and some standard postcards. So you have the option here to create these awesome neighborhood snap pieces. So I'm just going to click on this first one here and show you real quick how we can customize these. So we'll click on Use. So this is basically like a little informative piece about a neighborhood that you're working in. So if you were like door knocking this neighborhood, you're trying to get encourage people to sell, you could use this sort of piece. So you would have to manually customize most of this, like this blurb up here. These are tailored toward this Barton Hills neighborhood, so you would have to go through and kind of rewrite this and tweak it. But you can see, I'm going to zoom in, we have this little box here. So it shows for this neighborhood, Lakeway, an average listing price, average sold price, and then some numbers for total active, total pending, average days on market, and average price per square foot. So this little box here, we can actually generate the information from KW. So I'm going to click on that. And then we'll go over to KWLS. And now we have a couple options here. Listing, we can search for that listing, but we don't want to do that here. We want to click on snapshots. All right, so now we can search by neighborhood name or by postal code. And I'm just going to type in neighborhood over here. So you can search, that's probably not going to be the best option. I'm in Nashville, so let's see what neighborhoods, Nashville, Michigan. So you can type it in, it kind of depends. You want to type in by neighborhood, name. If you know this more specifics, the better. Of course, Nashville is not a neighborhood, it's a city. But if I type in Nashville, it is going to generate like downtown, Vandy Bell, things like that. If you know the zips, you can add those in as well. This information, if you're not, it is generated from Nextdoor. So if you don't find your neighborhood on here, they are working on adding new neighborhoods all the time. If you don't find it by name, try searching by zip. And then hopefully you'll be able to find what you need. So I'll just choose downtown Nashville, and when I click on this, okay, so for this one you can see it says NA. So they are working on adding in more information all the time. Looks like there are no listings in downtown currently, or they just don't have the information. Let's try Vandy Bell. There we go. So this one does have some information. So you can find your neighborhood that you're looking to create this snap for, search for it here, and then you have the options. This one, of course, is for the door hanger. You can add in this map, but this one fits perfectly over here. So we'll go ahead and select Replace Image, and you'll see it swaps it out. So then you can go through, add in a picture of that neighborhood, add in some more specs, and rewrite this little snippet up here, and then go through that same process, download it, and you have this awesome flyer for door knocking. So that's the neighborhood snaps. I know, again, I went over that pretty quickly, but I just wanted to give you guys a preview of some of the really awesome pieces that you have in here. We do have a video on this specifically, so if you're looking to get more detailed description or walkthrough of creating the neighborhood snaps, we have that on our YouTube page as well. So I'm just going to hit back. That is actually all I'm going to go over for the command designs. We're going to switch gears real quick before we wrap up today. I do want to show you, we also have some designs on our website. So right now I switched over to scottleroymarketing.com. I'm going to scroll down, and if you watched our class last Friday, we went over all the great things under KW Resources. So we have some awesome things for you guys here as well, but I'm just going to go down to KW Resources and then click on Templates. It will ask you to log in to access our site. This login is just your Market Center number. It's not your KW password. So I'll type in a Market Center number and hit login. And there we go. So we do have over 1,000 templates on our website for you to use as well. These are totally free. Up here at the top, I always recommend watching this video. It walks you through creating an email signature. This process is a little different. You do have to be logged into a Gmail to access our templates. Basically, they are created through Google Slides. So it's kind of like you're editing in PowerPoint, but it's going to be saved to your Google Drive, which is awesome. So you can save that and have access to it anywhere. But I like this video because it goes through the process really slow and detailed. But if you scroll down, you can see some of our templates down here as well. So we have some flyers, some calendars, different things like that. But the main thing people utilize on our website is our email signatures. So I'm going to scroll down. And we'll click on email signatures. And you can see that did open up a new window and take us into Google Drive. So you do have to be signed into a Google account. If you don't have one that you're currently using, your kw.com email is actually a Gmail. So as long as you're logged into that, you will be able to access and create any of our templates. So when I clicked on email signatures, it gave me 4 different options: modern, normal, vertical, and widescreen. So you can click through these and see our different signatures. I'm going to click on modern, and that'll bring me into a folder with all of our different templates. I'm going to click on this one here. You can double click on the template you like. All right, so I'm just going to touch on this really quick. Again, I love this video up at the top because it goes through this process really slow, but I want to give you guys a little overview today. You can see I'm in the signature, but I can't actually do anything. So I'm clicking on it, nothing's happening. You can also see it says view only. So what we need to do is we need to add this to our own drive for editing. So what you don't want to do is click on this and request edit access. Unfortunately, this is our master file, so we won't be able to do that. But what you'll do is you'll just click File, and then Make a Copy. So it does have 2 options here for entire presentation or selected slides. These 3 slides, this one is basically just telling us that if you were to add in like a Twitter logo, Facebook, any social media icons on this signature, they're not going to be clickable. So that's what this big red message is saying. And then this one, it used to have the step-by-step written out, but now it just says go watch the video. So when we click File and then Make a Copy, we don't need to do the entire presentation. We don't need to work with those other 2 slides. We can just click Selected Slide to bring over that first one. You can rename this if you'd like. I'm just going to hit OK. And now we can actually edit this. So you can see now everything is kind of opened up. We wanted to switch out this photo. Again, these are pretty simple for editing. This is Google's version of PowerPoint. So I can click on this photo. I'm going to right click with my mouse. And I'm going to go down to Replace Image. And then if you have any photos in Drive or any of these places, you can do that. You can search the web. I'm going to upload from my computer. I have my headshot here. There we go, swapped out that photo, and now I can easily just change out this text. Whoop. And you can edit this however you want. So like this red box back here, maybe you want to change the color of that. I always make these look really funky in class. So let's see. That is a bright pink. Maybe we'll do something a little more, less blinding. There we go, that looks pretty. So you can swap these out. Whoop. Add, oh, that's not how you spell realtor. Change out the phone number. Change out the email. And then there you go. So of course you can change out any part of this that you'd like. If you don't like this font, you can highlight this and change the font here. Let's choose like a funky font for my name. You can move things around. It's very easy. You just click on that and you can see. Where did I go to start that? Yeah, of course. So I actually switched over to scottleroymarketing.com. So we're at scottleroymarketing.com. scottleroymarketing.com/templates will bring you there. But basically I just want KW resources and then templates. I may have just said support. scottleroymarketing.com/templates will bring you here, not support, templates. And then I scrolled down and I clicked email signatures. And then that brought me into Google Drive and I was in Modern. See, volume control you'd have to control on your device. So hopefully you can hear me. I'll try and speak louder. Yeah, so basically edit this, change it out, make it look pretty. You can, of course, move things around, delete photos, add in logos. So I don't think you can make this any louder then. I'm very sorry. But I will have, hopefully you can hear me. This will be recorded. Oh, that's not what I want. That looks funky. This will be recorded and on YouTube later today. So that looks good. Now what we need to do is save this. We can attach it to our email. I'm going to go up to File, and we'll wrap up real quick here, guys. We'll go to File. Once this is all good to go, File, and then Download. So again, kind of a funky step on how we do things. What you can do is you can download this as a JPEG or a PNG, and that'll allow you to just directly upload this into your email signature settings. But that sometimes is not always like a very high quality image. It might be a little blurry. So what we do is we actually download this as a PDF document. And now we are going to convert that. I'm just going to go to this window. That should be on YouTube. If you go, I don't know what that, I'll go over that at the end of class because I'll have to find that, but I can definitely find that for you and where you can access the old classes. But that should be on YouTube. We downloaded that PDF, but you can't upload a PDF into your email signature. So we actually need to convert that to a JPEG. So we're going to go to a new site. We're going to go to PDF to jpg.net. So this is a free converter site. I know it looks kind of funky, but we use it all the time. It's a PDF to jpg.net. We made our signature. We downloaded it as a PDF, but to make sure it's like a high quality, high-res image in our signature and it's not going to be blurry, we're going to come to this site, choose the PDF off our computer, We're going to change the quality here to excellent, and then convert. And I'm sorry, I know I'm kind of zipping through this, but we have to wrap up soon. But this, I'm going to tell you this one more time. This video here walks you through the same process, and at the end, it actually shows you how to add this signature to your Gmail. So definitely watch that. But I converted my PDF to a JPEG. I'm going to go ahead and download that. And now with this JPEG file, I will be able to go into my email settings and import that. So when I pop this open, it's going to look blurry, but your signature is not going to be that big, and your email is probably going to be like this big, probably even smaller. But you can see that looks great. So there we go. I know we went over a lot today, so thank you guys for bearing with me. I know we still didn't even get to everything. And then for those of you who are looking for our classes, what you can do, all of our classes are on YouTube, so youtube.com/ScottLeroyMarketing will take you there. But on our website, ScottLeroyMarketing.com, if you go to KW Resources and then just click on Training, I'm going to put this link in there for you guys as well, slmtraining.com. Sorry, I want to help this person out. Okay, so all of our classes are on YouTube, but at this page right now, slmtraining.com, or if you just go KW Resources and then click on Training, this is going to bring you to basically like an index of all of our previous training classes. So it breaks it down by subject, so My KW Academy, Command, and then when you click on any one of these, so if you wanted to see whoever was looking for that Command Websites class, I think it would be under Command Training and under Websites. So this is going to show, I'm going to open up both, just all of our Command classes, but let's look at KW Command Websites. And it's going to bring you into YouTube, and it's just going to be a playlist of all of those most recent classes for whatever, basically whatever subject you chose on our website. I'll have to check on yesterday's class because it looks like the most recent one would be from the week previous. But it's the same class, so you could always watch either one of these. Let's see if it's over here. No. Okay, so those ones, I'll check on that and see. It may be up, but maybe just not tagged to this playlist yet. But you can go into any one of those options on ScottLeroyMarketing.com, and it'll bring you to those classes relevant to whatever you clicked on, or just youtube.com. Let me change that. So youtube.com/ScottLeroyMarketing will bring you to this page, and you can use this search feature here. So if we do like KW IDX websites, you can search for those as well. Yeah, it looks like I think the most recent one we have is from last week. So I'm not sure where that other one is, but you can find that here. So thank you guys again. We do have to wrap up today. I know I went over so much stuff, and I do have this recorded. It'll be on YouTube later. Thank you so much for sticking around on a Friday and watching our class. If you need anything from us, feel free to reach out. Our phone number and our email is here. You can reach out for further support. If not, I hope you guys are staying healthy, staying safe, and enjoy your weekend. We will talk to you soon.